going over this article, or an article popped up on my feed, and it said the NFL. This writer went through all the NFL teams, and he touched on who he thought was the most overpaid player on the team on each team. And and about Reddit, he said that he would have picked Jared Goff, but he felt like that would have been a little bit disrespectful for what Jared Goff has done. So he went with another name, and he said that Ali McNeil is his nomination for the most overpaid player for the Lions. When that McNeil contract extension got announced, I was a little surprised. I know there's a lot of Lee McNeil fans out there, and I'm not knocking Lee McNeil. He is without a doubt our best defensive tackle on the team. But I agree with this guy who wrote this article where Lee McNeil has been above average, I guess you would say, but to warrant a 4-year, $100 million contract extension, and going forward, he's going to be one of the top paid players on the team. Oh man, this is where it comes back to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, and you know, this thought just occurred to me, like yeah, you want to have a foundation for your team, but everybody on the team can't be a part of the foundation. Like at some point you have to make these hard decisions, and that factors in to your boy Kerby Joseph. Same thing, man. I like Kerby Joseph. Kerby Joseph had a hell of a year, and I'll go ahead and
Kerby Joseph was the best safety in the league last year.
Kerby Joseph had the most interceptions in the league last year. Those things are not hand in hand. Those and interceptions. My thing with Kerby Joseph is when he's not getting an interception, what is he doing out there?
He's making tackles in the backfield and knocking down balls.
He's not making tackles in the backfield. That's Brian
Yeah,
Branch.
he has made.
Brian, I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Doing it once and doing it consistently, in my opinion, are two different things.
Well, he's the safety. He's not. He's the safety. He's not.
Yeah, you said it. I didn't say it. You said that he was.
I'm saying, but he is doing it though. That's what I'm saying. And he's not even supposed to be. He's not supposed to be the guy making tackles. But I see him making. I see him out there making tackles.
Well, I mean, if the quarterback is making completions out there and it's in the secondary and he's the free safety in the last line of defense, then yeah, he's making tackles because he's the last line of defense. I'm not knocking him for that, but I'm just saying, ideally, you don't want him out there making tackles. You want him knocking down balls. I mean, if you look it up, you know his passes defended. He's not. It's not something crazy. My whole thing basically is just that Kerby Joseph, he had a great year last year, and he's been here since day one. But I'm not sold that he's going to get that contract extension that people pretty much have assumed that he's going to get.
He's definitely going to get it.
Aaron Glenn was a huge advocate for bringing Kerby Joseph here. Aaron Glenn's not here no more, and it's a new defensive coordinator. He's been in the system, but hey, he might see things a little bit differently from Aaron Glenn. I actually hope he does see things a little bit differently from Aaron Glenn, so we can continue to grow and be a better defensive team. But I mean, we'll see if he gets re-signed. Again, it just goes back to my question is why hasn't it happened yet? And Brad Holmes and his cap space, his cap money. Those are my questions. Where's the cap?
Well, Brad Holmes essentially said that they're going to sign Kerby Joseph back. He just said it's about the right time and working things out with Kirby's agents because not only do they have to sign Kerby, but there are a few other guys that their contracts are coming up, and they have to have the money to be able to sign all the core pieces that they want to sign.
Yeah. I mean, so let me ask you this. Would you not agree that he wants to re-sign Jameson Williams?
I'm not sure because he spoke on that too, and he said that when I went back and re-listened to it because I heard something different the first time. I thought that he said they were going to resign Jameson Williams, but when I went back and re-listened to it, what he said is that they're going to bring Jameson Williams for his fifth-year contract, but after that, they're not sure because signing a receiver of that caliber is really expensive. So if it works out that they can resign Jameson Williams, that they will, but they're not sure.
Right. And he said that it would be expensive to have two players at the same position being high priced items. So my question to you is why is that different on the defensive side of the ball? Because I'm not asking, well, I'm going to ask you to make the choice right now. It doesn't mean that the choice has to be made. I'm just asking you to play along. If you had to choose between Brian Branch or Kerby Joseph, who would you pick?
Damn, I don't know, man. Probably Brian Branch, but Brian Branch contract is not coming up. Is not coming up for a couple of years, and I feel like you can sign Kirby now and worry about Brian Branch contract later.
Brad Holmes, when he talked, said that all his decision making, he said, I want the fans to understand that everything that the team does is keeping in mind this year, 2026, 2027. And Brian Branch's contract extension falls in that time frame. So if you intend on extending Kerby Joseph, you also looking at Brian Branch. You also looking at um, who else came out in Brian Branch's draft? That was Hawkins. I keep calling him Hawkinson. That was Laporta, right? Gibbs,
Yeah,
Laporta.
Laporte.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna bring back Laporta.
Hmm. Hmm. That's a great debate. That's that one. I could see either side of it. I'm with you though. I'm with you. I'm not all for if somebody got to go. A high priced tight end. I don't know, man. That's tough though because even though last
I
year
I,
I feel like Laporta
I like
didn't have.
I like Laporta, man, but is uh Laporta is like dessert, man. Laporta is like a bonus. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's not like it's good to have him, but I feel like you know what I'm saying there are tight ends that are coming out each year. Like when there was the tight end that came out last year was the MVP of the league and he was just drafted. So I feel like you can get another Laporta.
I feel like they would let JMO go before they let Laporta go. I definitely feel like that. Uh, some
The way it's
teams,
looking, they might not bring either one of them back.
see, I gotta disagree with you on that because you put all this money into Jared Goff, and you telling me that Sam Laporta, I felt like Sam Laporta had a down year last year, but when you look at it, he had a good year last year. It didn't feel like it. He had a slow start to the season.
No, I
But
think he had a great year. I think, like you said, it was a down year, but I think he had a great year last year.
I mean, he's only got 2 years under his resume. He had such a phenomenal first year, rookie year. So his second year was not as good as his rookie year. But that being said, he still had a good year, and there's no question that Amon-Ra St. Brown is Goff's favorite target, and it's hard to say that Sam Laporta isn't the second favorite target. So
Well,
you,
the reason that the whole reason that Southern Porter had a down year last year is because they incorporated JMO into the mix, and JMO got a lot more passes than he was incorporated more into the offense than you usually would than what he was the year before. I mean, because we had different guys the year before. So
Yeah,
and J-Mo wasn't a biggest target.
and it took 3 years. This is a case by case scenario, but the facts are that it took 3 years for Jared Goff and Jameson Williams to get on the same page, and it took one training camp for Sam Laporta and Jared Goff to hit the ground running. Um, and so it's like I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm leaning more towards that they will bring back Sam Laporta than they did not. But like you said, I mean, it's who knows. They got time to make that decision.
Yeah, they got time to make the decision, and like I said, man, I think it all depends on how the money falls when the time comes, and that's what I took away from what Brad Holmes is saying. Like they like their guys, and that's what we've been saying this whole time. They like their guys. So if the opportunity comes along for them to sign their guys, they will sign their guys. But it just all depends on how the money falls uh, when that time comes. And I think that everything that they're doing now is in preparation of them trying to make that happen to the best of their ability to make that happen.
I think that if the draft goes how you forecasted it might go, and they get um, Harmon and they get Princely, that I think that's a good sign for Kerby Joseph. I don't think Kerby Joseph gets a contract until after this draft is done. And I think that the only way, let me put it like this, I, I think that there is a way that Kerby Joseph does not get that contract. I shouldn't say the only way, but I think if the Lions end up drafting this Malachi Starks that we're seeing on everybody's mock drafts, for whatever reason, they got the Lions taking this Malachi Starks. And I think the scenario that plays out where that happens, Derek Harmon is gone. You're going to have a James Pierce still on the board. You're going to have a Mike Green still on the board. But we know the Lions track record with drafting people when it comes to off the field issue. So I think they stay on the board, and the offensive lineman that they had their eye on is gone, and Malachi Starks is just sitting there at 28 or 26, 25, and they move up, whatever, blah blah blah. But if the Lions draft Malachi Starks, I think the writing is on the wall for Kerby Joseph.
No, I doubt it because even if you draft Starks, you don't have to pay him for 5 years.
Again, it's not about paying Starks; it's about Brad Holmes, cap space, money, can't sign everybody. What do you say? We can't go on vacation. We can't go on vacation every year. We got the mortgage due. We got the kids' college tuition. They got money
Yeah, and
allocated
I
all over the
and
place.
I
And
think I think Kirby Joseph was part of the mortgage.
mm, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm very interested to see. Hey, maybe after we end this podcast, we see breaking news. Kirby Joseph agrees to a deal. But I'm just saying, going forward.
I don't
Uh,
think, like I said earlier, I don't think they're going to make any more moves until after the draft.
oh, I agree. I agree because, like I said, I think if a move gets done, if Malachi Starks gets drafted, yeah, I think there's gonna be no need to sign Kirby Joseph.
I doubt that.
Detroit